Bush mudlarking here with Nicole and Craig. Just behind me you can see Deep Woodland Dump, and the last time we were here we found that on the outskirts of Woodland Dump there were so many new holes that have just been dug, so we've come back here to see what we can find in all of these holes.
Well, I'm glad we came along here today. Today the sun is out and we have a wee bit of warmth on our back. I think anyone who was watching the video that we shot last time we were here would have heard me whinging a wee bit about the weather. So it's a much nicer day and we've come along, as Nicole said, just to check out some of these holes. Now, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it must say Sweet Home on there, so it must be Home Sweet Home, but it looks like it's a mug. But the observant will notice that there's a big jam jar right on top of that. And the last time we were here, that's exactly what we were looking for. I think that jam jar is maybe a wee bit big, a wee bit bigger than the kind that we were trying to collect then. But you know, I'm going to put it off to the side and I'll take a look at that in just a second. But there's this wee thing. Now, I think you can see that you've got Et Home. So this is either about a Godzilla who has been eating homes. No, it's obviously said Home Sweet Home or something like that.
That's a real shame. I would have loved to see what it looked like. But we can take that pipe bowl, yeah? Yeah,
I was just going to say we've got a wee pipe bowl here, so we'll take a wee look at that. Predictably, we can see the hand. So there's lots of little shards around here, and it looks like some effort has been made to fill up some of the holes again, although some of the newer holes certainly look quite freshly dug, like this one in here. And wouldn't you know it, we're only just here, and that's the second jam jar that we found. Now, we're not out looking for jam jars today. And you know, I've just seen something else just right in front of me. It's yet another jam jar. So I think we might end up coming away with a wee collection of jam jars, despite the fact that we're trying to just have a quick look around this area. So what do you reckon? Do you think... You know, I was kind of stumped because the last time we were here we were looking for jam jars and we found 5, and today already we've found 3, and we've only really just started. So I say 3, that's because I've seen this one, and just in front of this one, there's that little one in the hole there. I'm just passing that to Nicole so that I can nick over here and we can take a wee look at that one. Now that is the perfect size for us. Yeah. This is the kind that we like to find. Just move this out of the way. Don't know what that is. I'm not even interested enough to see. Because we found a wee jam jar. Look at that. It is such a sweet wee thing. So we've kind of literally just started filming. Oh wow. Gonna have to shout Nicole over here again. You see it?
Yeah, just when you said oh wow, I thought you have found something that I love.
Yeah, no, I was just about to start the sentence by saying we've only just arrived here and we found 3 of these wee jam jars, and then I looked down at my feet as I was walking along, as we are prone to do, and we found one of these. Now, anybody who watched that last video will remember that our last find of that day was a wee stopper just like this one. One of our first finds this day is a wee stopper. So, I'm taking that as a good luck sign. Now the finds around here, maybe a wee bit sparse so far. You know, it's just little bits that we're finding on the ground. But, you know, it's things that I know Nicole's going to want to collect. Like, oh, what a shame. That's very much a partial one. But yeah, things like this. We're seeing wee bits of pipe bowls. We're seeing wee bottle stoppers. But not least so, we're actually finding more of these wee Victorian jam jars. Now, we're not really looking for them today. What we're really looking to do is just take a quick survey of this area and see what kinds of things might be here. So I think we've more or less got an idea of what's in this first little area. So we're going to get on through the grass here, past all these trees and the huge growth of brambles, and we're going to see what we can find in the holes that we know are a wee bit further along that way.
Scottish Mudlarking presenting hole number 1.
So here we are at hole number 1. There's very little on this side of it. There's what looks to be a massive old stoneware bottle, but as you can see, I'm just going to turn that with my muckle boot, and you can see that's all smashed up there, so nothing there for us. There's a little, what looks like one of these little that's the one. Yeah, and that's all broken up as well, so nothing here as yet. Little shards of pottery and such here. Little bits of glass. Now I don't know, is that, there's a wee bottleneck there, we're going to leave that though. I wonder if that's, I don't think that is a pipe bowl, it just looks, it's probably bones. Now some shards in there, nothing exciting so far on this side, but just up here though we can see there's a few wee things that are well worth taking a closer look at. The earth is so soft here, it's quite unusual. Now there's at least 2 things here that I think are quite cool. One is obviously this earthenware bottle. The second one is this. Now again, it's such a pity we find these things in this condition. Now as you know, I found one very near this area as well, a wee while ago now, and it was perfect. But this one's trashed. It's totally trashed.
I guess that's why it's here.
So we're going to be leaving that one. But I think we should definitely take a closer look at this this stoneware bottle.
Yeah, we should. Whoops, this is so soft.
Yeah, it's very soft. It's very soft ground, and we're right on the edge of the hole there as well. Oh, Nicole's found something really cool.
Yeah.
Now I think Nicole's just climbing over the wee hill there.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, you can maybe tell us what you saw?
Well, I just saw like a little handle, and I thought, well, you know, I'll check it out, and I thought it's definitely going to be broken, but I don't think it is. I think it's a whole little doll's house mug, well, coffee cup.
Now you know, last time we were here, Nicole found just the handle of one of these things. Let's have that out and we'll take a close look. Maybe just pop it down there and we can see it. Is it in one piece? Oh, what a wee sin.
Let's just put it like that and it looks whole.
I'll film from this side. So we found a beautiful wee doll's cup then. Fully intact as well. Until I take this look over it and then we can see, oh, wee shame. Wee shame. Some dolly's going to get a...
half a cup.
No, not even a half cup. Not even a half cup.
Yeah, I love these tiny little things. I'm definitely going to take that.
Okay, let's add that to the toy collection. Very cool. Now, how about that then? Can we take a closer look at that?
The stoneware bottle. Whoops. Oh, I'm sinking. I'm sinking.
It really is so soft today. And because it's dry, because the sun's came out as well, you can probably see, oh, let's see. You can probably see there's a lot of dust being kicked up as well.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the wrong side of this. The sun's shining in the wrong direction.
All
so
right.
I'll get a wee bit of distance so we can see it better.
Yeah, that's looking really nice. It's just got a tiny wee chip there.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's almost got 2 colours in the glazes, which I always really love because you can really see how it was handmade.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking that.
Let's have that then. Last wee check, anything on the bottom?
No.
Can't see anything there. So I think we'll have that.
And now presenting hole number 2.
And just on the edge of hole number 2 is this curious looking object. Now I suspect Nicole knows what it is.
Well, I've got a hunch. I'm thinking it's maybe a Christmas tree holder for small Christmas trees. I kind of remember that we had something similar like this. Obviously not that old, but then through here you might have just put water in it. Then in the middle there you can just see a little bit where there was a hole originally inside. So I'm thinking that's what it is. But if somebody knows any better, please let us know in the comments.
It's certainly convincing. If you were on a programme like Call My Bluff and you explained that and described it like that, I'd say, yeah, I reckon what you've got there is a Christmas tree stand. That's what it looks like, a small Christmas tree stand or a dog's water bowl to torment dogs.
Yeah, with a tiny hole in it.
A tiny hole, yeah, you need like an anteater's tongue to get in there to get a wee drink. So that's quite cool. I wonder if there's anything else around on this side. We can see again the usual shards and bits and bobs that we see everywhere. You know, I know that if we had a wee scrape around in the ground here, we're going to find some stuff here, but that's not why we're here today. Surely we'll get along another day, and we will do that. Now here we go, this is number 4 on the jam jars, but I think a
bit broken?
Yeah, it's a wee bit compromised on one side. Shall we say? Yeah. Compromised, that's a new speak for absolutely ruined. Yeah. Okay, well, so we're going to leave that. We shall continue our search. Now so far, as I say, you know, if we were to take a wee scrape around in these dugout areas, I'm sure we would find some tiny treasures. Yeah, tiny treasures. We should do that one day. We should come back here yet another day and see what tiny treasures we can find. Now I'm trying to get shards of glass out of the way. We don't want to stand on them. Wee bottle here. There's a little bit of writing on that bottle.
Alright.
I don't know what it says. I have to be careful where I'm standing here as well. What does that say? Something sauce. I think it's hose sauce.
Alright.
Have we seen hose sauce before?
I've had a stopper before, a sea glass stopper from hose sauce. I've never seen the bottle. That's really cool.
Well, now you have. There we go, there's a first. Well, a first for us at least. It might not be the first time you've seen a hose bottle.
Yeah. Very different shape from the other bottles. They're always square and that one is rectangular.
Okay, well, that's hole number 2. I think it's time for us to march on to our next stop, which you can see right in front of us.
Do you know what? I think we're going to skip hole number 3, but there's one thing that we're definitely going to take, and it's right at my feet.
Yeah, now the question is, can you see it, folks? I think you can, because Nicole's just pointed it out. We're going to take a very quick look at hole number 3. Just that. It's quite an uninspiring hole, this one. You can see characteristically quite different from the other holes. It's a little less holy, I think, and a little less interesting around the edges there. I tell you what, I could probably enter into an Olympic competition for talking complete nonsense, if there were such a thing. That and duck throwing, that's my 2 talents. Where is that duck? Why isn't the duck coming with us on these trips? I often wonder. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, tiniest little scuff there on the bottom. Do you know, having this underneath the shade here is telling me that we should put things under the shade to film them. It's a wee bit better. But apart from that tiny wee scuff, just going to call it a wee scuff. That one's excellent. That's a lovely wee jam jar. You know, if we'd been collecting jam jars today rather than the last time we were here, we would have had a very, very on-point film. Having that. So what do you think then? Is there anything worth looking at here? Now, I've just asked that question and I've looked down at your right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm just worried you're going to slip into the hole. There are definitely lots of things right next to me, so I think we should probably take a closer look at them.
Oh, that's quite cool. There's some really kind of quite nice wee bits and bobs in there, aren't there?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I can see 2 milk glass pots that we've never found before, and they look in really good condition.
Yeah, so there's one of them is just here, and the other one just hiding behind that bigger bottle there.
Yeah.
There's something written on that bigger bottle. So I guess what we should do is we should take just a minute or so to survey these. We'll start off here, right at the very end, closest to Nicole. Now, what do you reckon that is?
Well, that could have been a pickle bottle or for pickled walnuts, I've read. So I think that might be quite interesting. I mean, we're not going to take that one because there's no writing on it.
Yeah, Nicole's all about the pickled walnuts these days, folks. I'm not sure what it is. We've never eaten any of them.
No.
But you know, we might have to just get a wee pickled walnut and film ourselves eating them and saying, this is how the Victorians ate. Now, we'll watch that idea appear on several channels. Yeah, there's another wee bottle here. An applied top by the looks of it to that one. It's hard for me to see at this angle. But it's quite interesting because what we have here is we've got 2 bottles there that have these
applied
tops, yeah. And then next to that we have another bottle. Now I can't say whether that's an applied top or not, but In fact, I think it is now. Looking at it, you can see the huge bulb of glass here,
Yeah.
and it's so thin there. This is a really wonky applied top.
Oh, maybe it's one of the early ones.
Yeah, but it's not that early because it's threaded.
Yeah, but that was invented in the 20s, 30s, or it really came into fashion then. So I mean, this is definitely, it's still 100 years old. I mean, it's not a recent bottle.
No, no, I don't think it's recent, but a wee bit more recent perhaps than those other two.
Yeah.
Now that, I'm not sure what that is. That's got an odd top. I think that would have had a cork in that top. I would just hazard a guess.
Yeah.
Now there's some less interesting bottles here. I say less interesting. That is less interesting to me.
It's like a beer bottle here.
Yeah, that's less interesting. And so too is this bottle here. Now, as Nicole said, there's some of this milk glass here, so maybe we'll move that out of the way. That's actually quite... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, just hiding away there. Now, to me, what do you reckon? Do you reckon that's a wee inkwell, or do you think that's a wee bottle for something else? It doesn't have a snap top.
No, that might have been from a pharmacy. You know, everything came in glass bottles, and now everything comes in plastic bottles. So
we're looking at this.
Yeah.
It's glaring in the sun, so I'm going to put it into the shade. Okay, so we've got this. There is a seam on it, so we can see it was mould made. It's an odd shape. It has a slight tulip neck there, I think. And that's quite interesting because we haven't seen one like that before, have we?
No, we haven't. We usually find like the little ponds jars and other milk glass jars. I'm actually going to have to look through them and put a couple on Etsy, and I think this one might either be one of mine or it will find its way onto Etsy.
One last feature about that, I hope you can see the top is not a straight line at all. It's a wee bit crooked. So we're going to grab that. That's definitely coming home with us. Now, what about this wee bottle there that was just hiding away? What do we reckon of that? Do you know, I reckon you're right. It's not an inkwell. That is an inkwell.
Yeah.
Just off to the side of it. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm definitely going to take that one. It's got a really nice, relatively wide open neck for the size of the bottle, so it'll be a bit easier to clean.
No pickled walnuts in there though.
No,
Maybe two, maybe that was the budget version.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have that one out then.
And this one.
And we'll grab that wee inkwell as well. Now, there's a couple of other bottles in here that are worthy of mention. There is, of course, this other milk glass bottle there. There's also what appears to me to be like a cologne bottle perhaps, maybe a perfume bottle. It has that tight neck that suggests it had a small aperture in a maybe a metal or a plastic lid.
Cute dumpy shape though.
Yeah, but the thing that really stands out for me is this.
Is that a stoneware bottle? Is it just really rusty? Oh,
I think that's
there's some
stoneware.
ochre coming out of there. Like, you see it?
Ochre, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like maybe it's dried paint.
I hope it's not the bottle falling apart on the inside. Now that is so cool. I'm pretty sure that's stoneware. It looks like it's got rust or some other kind of crud around it. I'm not sure exactly what that is. We're going to be careful not to lick it off.
That's not how I clean the bottle.
No, that's not how we clean the bottles. We don't recommend licking bottles clean either, unless you know what's in them.
No, that is super cute. I really love that. That's the smallest one that we've ever found, I think, in whole.
Yeah. If that turns out to be stoneware, and I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
I think you can see by looking at the neck there, you can see that that's a stoneware bottle. That is super cool.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Find of the day, I reckon. Okay, let's get on then. We'll take those wee things. There's Nicole swiping that wee bit of milk glass out of the way. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get on to the final hole. Now, is this hole number 5 or hole number 6?
So here we are in hole number 6. Now the question you have to ask yourself is, did we leave the best hole to last? Well, you're just going to have to watch to find out.
So here we are, the very beginning of hole number 6. And now that we've gotten to the last hole, what I can see is we've found the same item at the very beginning of that hole that we found on our very first hole. And it's one of these wee stoppers. So there you go. There's another wee stopper now. Could this be hose? I don't think so. No, there's nothing on that one. That one's just plain. There's a wee divot inside. If I look like I'm a wee bit cautious about getting too close in, that's because of these bitey things. Right, let's have that and let's get on, see what else we can find in this hole. Now, here's the question, is that in one piece or is it broken?
Oh no, it's broken, I can see that.
Oh yeah.
I can just...
Yeah, it is. That's a shame. Never mind.
There's a weird object ahead and I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, now I spotted this just when I was picking up the little bottle stopper as well, and as Nicole said, it's quite an odd object. I haven't seen anything quite like this before, and I'm tempted to think it's maybe got an opening at one end, but I don't see an opening at this end when I'm walking back. Oh. It's light, it's so light. Yeah. It must be like China or so. It is pottery.
Okay.
It has marks here, but I don't know if those marks... It looks like terracotta with a glaze actually, quite bizarre, because it can't be. That's got to be an applied paint maybe, on top of it, but I'm not sure what that could be. Well, and my guess is this would have fitted into something,
yeah,
right?
It looks like it, yeah, and then it had a little, like a little cup or something on the top, so maybe it had a cork type thing on the bottom or something like that, so maybe it was like a little cup for, I don't know, I want to say sake, but I don't know if the Victorians drank sake.
Oh, I think the Victorians drank everything, anything they could get their hands on. Yeah, they were. This is the age that we talk about as being part of the Great Binge, where you could go to a chemist and you could buy cocaine-laced drinks, you could buy heroin, you could buy whatever you want. So I think sake, that would be a lightweight drink for the Victorians. Yeah. I think it's safe to say they were a bit debauched, many of them, despite their reputation for being a bit prim and proper. Interesting object. I'm kind of going to speculate and say that I wonder, could it have been an egg cup? I mean, that would have been a really big egg though, but maybe this sat down into some kind of little set. Who knows? Whatever that wee cup thing is, and that's it just off to the side, we're going to be leaving that behind. Nothing much we can do with that. But I've taken this wider shot so that you can get a bit of an impression of what else is here. Now there's a couple of things that we love to find, and this that I'm focusing in on just now is one of them. I'm pretty sure you can see what that is. Maybe if Nicole can grab that out, have a wee look at that, and then what we'll do is we'll put it up on the side and we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. Now I'm not sure what that is. This looks like it's maybe part of a, I don't know, do you think it's a lid for a teapot or something maybe?
Yeah, it's the bottom of a teapot, I think. Yeah, it kind of looks like a lid.
Yeah, but you know what? It's rubbish. It's rubbish. We don't want that. It's rubbish. Okay, there's a terracotta looking object right in front of me.
Looks like a plant pot.
I think you may be right.
Yeah. I think
in
we're going to take that for the garden.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love a wee terracotta plant pot, although...
It's got drainage on it. You know, some of the things that you've been putting in terracotta pots don't have any drainage. Yeah. So that's a better call for them. Do you know, if that holds together, and I'm not sure it will, it looks like it's kind of coming apart just on this side. Yeah. So it looks like it's coming apart just on this side here.
There's a wee crack on the side there.
I would have thought, you know, that would have been fantastic for bonsai.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got a couple of tiny trees that Nicole rescued because they were growing wild, and they would have gotten underneath foundations and such. So Nicole rescued them, and we've got them in pots. And they're quite hard to keep. You try keeping a tree in a pot, that's the art of bonsai. So I would have loved if that was in one piece, because I'd really like to kind of train those wee trees up and bonsai them. Now, what's the Snoopy dance for?
Guess what? I spotted a marble.
Alright, you're going to have to show us where it is.
Down there.
Let's go beyond the hand of Boogie and we shall see where this little marble is. Oh, that's a wee cutie as well.
Yeah, it looks like a clay marble.
It is a clay marble, I think, unless... I mean, you've found a cod marble here before.
Yeah.
And it's been so dirty that we both mistook it for a clay marble. Yeah. It's a cracker, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing. That we actually were asked a question the other day, what were clay marbles used? Well, they were marbles for poor children basically, and the glass marbles were for, well, slightly better off children. So
I'd also heard, and this may or may not be right, but I suspect there's maybe a grain of truth in it, that pipe makers were involved in making clay marbles, and also possibly little dolls as well. to earn an extra wee bit of cash. So it might be that some of this stuff was made by the same people that made pipes.
Yeah, and
now,
they were all handmade, so they're all slightly different sizes.
Yeah. What we want to do just now is we want to get into this side of the hole, because hole 6 appears to be maybe 3 or 4 holes that have collapsed in on one another, or have maybe been dug out and then covered up. So we're going to take a wee wander over here and see if there's anything cool that we can find. Do you know what? We've walked past something that is very cool. I'm going to come back the way just to have a look at that, because this is a really cool wee object. Now we spotted it, we both saw it.
Yeah.
And then we got so distracted by all the other possible things that we could look at in here that we walked by it. So let's whip that out and we'll take a closer look at that when we do a roundup. I'm going to climb over this fence here. Well, what's left of the fence. You can see it's not really a challenge as such. I'm not making any bold claims about my Olympic prowess. It's really limited to talking nonsense. And yeah, as Nicole just said, duck throwing. It's a duck throwing, duck chucking. Should it be duck chucking?
Oh.
Chuck a duck. Oh!
Look, a little inkwell, a desk inkwell.
It's a quite... Now that's an elaborate one.
Yeah, it looks like a little flower.
It looks like there's a flower on top of that, so I'm guessing that's not the type that you got in schools. Just before we grab that one, we're just going to swing back to what I was pointing at for a second there. It's just this little medical bottle, and just alongside it there's a little metallic object, and it might be a coin. I think that may be a coin. I'll pass that up to Nicole, and what we'll do as well is we'll grab this little medicinal... Oh, actually, do you know what? There's a huge dent in that one. You can see where it's shattered. It hasn't fallen apart yet, but it's not in great shape. So we're going to walk away from that and we'll go back to... Now, do you know what? I don't think this is an inkwell. Nicole's still carefully examining that potential coin.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it is a coin.
It's a cool find.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a token.
Alright. Oh, right, maybe a miner's token. We'll have a closer look at that in just a minute when we're looking at a roundup, I think. We'll just try and survey this now. I think this is not, in fact, an inkwell. It did look like it was the right shape, but I think this base kind of suggests to me that this was a candlestick.
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Well, never mind. You know, if those power cuts that are predicted come along, we might rue the day we left this behind. Quite cute though. Nicole's obsessed with that coin, potential token, folks. Yeah, we'll get her back on side in a minute.
There's writing on it.
There's writing on it. We're going to have a closer look at that. Now, oh, I'll tell you what. I've just spotted something Nicole's going to love.
Oh,
She's going to absolutely love.
Oh, I see it.
And you can see it, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the real question then is, and this is the first time we've done this, today at least, can you see it? Shall we give a hint as to what it might be?
It's tiny.
It's tiny, and it's also the kind of thing that Alice would have appreciated once she'd drunk the drink, or was it I can't remember if she ate a bit of mushroom that made her small, or if she drank something. I think it was drink me and she became small. I could be wrong. It's been quite some time since I read Alice in Wonderland, but I'm sure you can see what it is now.
Oh, that's the cutest little one.
It's a beautiful wee doll's teapot.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame it's missing the handle.
Yeah, and the lid somewhere around here must be a lid, maybe.
Yeah.
If it was discarded at the same time.
You could probably mistake that lid for a token.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's very cool.
Oh,
I
that's
think that's a
awesome.
really lovely wee find.
Yeah. Absolutely love this stump. It's so amazing here. So many great finds.
I think what we should do is we should just take a wee look just behind you there, see what we can find, have a look at our best finds of the day, because there's some real crackers in there today.
Yeah.
And then we should get ourselves back off to the car.
I think so too. Let's go check that out.
Okay, let's do that. Now, it's getting a wee bit late in the day. It's the summer sun in Scotland. At this time of year, it's going to be light until about 10 o'clock at night, pretty much. Now, what is this? A couple of wee bottles in here. It's the weirdest thing, right? You know, in these dump areas, everywhere you look, there's glass bottles just hiding away.
They all look the same. It looks like a set of 3.
It does, doesn't it? Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Oh, the wee spider, they're just scared the wee spider away. This is the spider's house. That's that one. And then just under there, as Nicole said, there's another wee bottle. I can't even see it. Oh, I can see it now. There we go. Just grab that one out. See if there's another wee spider. There you go.
Yeah.
A wee set of 3 bottles.
That's really nice. Nice wee gift. We're going to leave that here.
We'll leave that here for today. Can you see it? It's that stoneware bottle right on the edge of the hole. So, we're going to start with the jam jar. Right, and as is always the case, you got to watch out for these wee things.
Oh.
Another wee pipe bowl. So we grab that up. We'll take a closer look at these, as I say, when we're doing our roundup, which will be very shortly. Now there. I think this is possibly our last find of the day. Just looking at the state of our batteries and such. Now I think we should pop that down alongside some of the other things that we've found today and take a wee look at our best finds of the day. That's a cracker, isn't it?
That's really lovely, especially with a really white neck.
Yeah, you see that, the neck just...
Yeah.
Lovely, let's have that.
What an amazing day at this incredible tip. Let's take a look at our best finds of the day.
We've had some really cool finds, and it's hard to know where to start. I guess one of the things that we can start with is this wee plant pot. I think it's a wee plant pot. Wee old terracotta plant pot. Now Nicole just found that. Similarly, there's the wee tile there. We don't know if that's a writing tile or not. Not entirely sure what that is. I'm not even sure if we're going to take that away with us, to be honest. Now we have another wee terracotta pot there, and if I'm lucky, I might be able to bonsai one of those wee trees that we have in it. Now you can see there's a wee host of finds, a clutch of finds, a flange of finds, that works, that almost worked. Now in there we've got that tiny wee teapot, we've got a couple of stoppers, we've got Nicole's favourite marble, so I think 3 of Nicole's favourite finds in there, and something that I haven't seen until now and Nicole's been keeping from us.
Yeah, I've put it in a short. It looks like it's a glass tile, but it's really pretty. It's Art Deco 1920.
It's beautiful. The Art Deco design on that is really cool. I hope you get a really good look at that. That is a fantastic piece. Really lovely. Okay, other things that we love to find. Stoneware bottles, and 3 of them. And apart from, I think, that one on that side, they're all in pristine condition.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. Now, we found a surprising amount of those little jam jars as well. And given that we weren't looking for them today, I think we did alright for jam jars. There's a couple of other wee bottles here. Now we're going to get a photograph of this little token. This is the thing that has kind of obsessed Nicole over the closing sections of this film. She really wants to know what it is, but I suspect we're going to have to get home, we're going to have to clean it up a bit better than we can here, and then we'll get to see what it is. You'll remember I saw what I thought was a green glass bottle, and lo and behold, it is. So we've got this wee poison bottle here. Sadly the lip is a little bit damaged, but you know, all in all, I think that's a fantastic find. Now, on to the other items that we found. Now Nicole managed to have a wee look at the bottom of these milk glass jars here. Now you can see here, I'm not sure exactly what it says. Maybe Nicole can tell us what that
It
says.
says something something cheese, so we know it held cheese. I thought it might have been an ointment pot, but no, it might have been cheese, maybe some sort of Stilton or something like that.
A wee jar o' cheese. Now I'm not sure what kind of cheese would have been in that. Nicole reckons maybe Stilton. Yeah, I guess that's as good a bet as any. It maybe been a cream cheese, it maybe even been cottage cheese, I'm not sure. But Stilton. Thinking of Stilton, quite fancy some Stilton now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, don't have to wait for Christmas, folks. No. And we found little smoking implements as we normally find here. They have the same markings, either that or are blank. So I don't think any of these have markings. This one has Edinburgh. Sorry?
Yeah, there's one pipe hole that has a heart on it. I think it's the one in the middle that you can't see.
Oh, right, cool. This is very cool. Now it's another one of these TW pipes. You can't really see the TW in here. But often these are known to have hands on one side and the hearts on the other. Now this one just seems to have the heart. So oddly we find some in this area that have either hearts or hands, but tend not to have both. At least not so far. Well, that's it for today, I reckon. Some of our best finds there. Apart from we never mentioned this. And there it is, one of our finds of the day. It's a wee milk glass, or blue milk glass bottle. And you reckon you know what it is?
Yeah, I think it's probably a pepper shaker, because there's a lot of threads on the top, and I follow a couple of people on Instagram who only collect milk glass, like vintage milk glass, and I'm pretty sure I've seen something like this before.
Very cool then.
I absolutely love it.
Okay, let's get back off to the car.
Okay. We had so many amazing finds here today, and I think we're gonna have to come back soon. And it only remains for me to say now, thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a minute to subscribe. It's absolutely free and it really helps us. An extra special thanks goes out to everybody who's been supporting the channel through Etsy and your Ko-fi donations. That really makes a massive difference and it keeps the lights on. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.